If you're trying to lose stubborn belly fat and you're not sure what's the best diet or what to eat or when to eat, then you came to the right place. What I'm going to show you today is very simple. It's the first meal, and that's the first meal for me, how I break the fast. And why is it so important how you break the fast? As simple as that. I see a lot of people trying to use intermittent fasting as a framework to lose fat, but then they're fasting 12, 16, 18, 20, 24 hours, and then they break the fast with a bunch of carbs. So that's not ideal, that's not what you want. And the reason of today's video is exactly to show you how you should break the fast and why you should break the fast like this. And why is it so important, the first meal? Because if you're having a bunch of carbs, you're gonna massively spike your insulin. When you spike your insulin, you stop burning fat. I can't emphasize this enough because I see a lot of people breaking the fast with a bunch of carbs. So always have your protein first and then you can have a little bit of carbs. If you're fasting for 12, 16, 18 or 20 hours, you should break the fast with protein and fats. This is gonna be my first meal. Okay, so I'm gonna start with steak. Okay, this is 264 grams of strip loin steak, grass-fed. Then I'm gonna have half avocado. Then I'm gonna do some eggs. Okay, so I have here 4 eggs. Then I'm gonna have some kefir, great for digestion and gut health. And then I'm gonna have some cottage cheese, and that's basically it. Now, it's important what you eat, but it's important as well how you're gonna cook these things, you know, because you see how many carbs you have here. Like, you have almost non-existent carb. There are no carbs here. A lot of protein, good fats as well from the avocado. Maybe I'm gonna have some nuts as well. Maybe I'm gonna have some almonds. So these are walnuts. I'm gonna have like 4 or 5 walnuts. But now the most important thing as well is how you cook. So you cannot cook this with crappy oil. So I'm gonna show you. So for example, for the steak, I'm gonna cook the steak with ghee. Okay, so this is great to use for to cook steak. This is grass-fed butter, grass-fed ghee. Then I'm gonna use for the eggs coconut oil. Okay, this is the coconut oil that I'm using. Okay, and that's basically it. Okay, so this will take me, this is the breakfast. Now it's 12 p.m. My last meal was at 9, so we're talking about 15-hour fasting. Okay, and I already did my cardio. I did my cardio, so last meal 9 p.m. fasting for 12 hours. I had 1 coffee, black coffee, before my workout. I did a 40-minute fasted walk, zone 2 cardio, where I did my incline, 12% incline at 4.5, 4.7 kilometers hour, 45 minutes zone 2 cardio in a fasted state, a lot of water with a little bit of salt as well. And then I did a 10 or 15-minute ab workout, just some toes to bar, then I did some crunches. So I don't do a lot of abs, by the way. Okay, so if you want to know my ab routine, you didn't come to the right place, because I don't do a lot of abs, and actually you don't need to do a lot of abs to get a six-pack. Okay, we need to get stronger, key lifts, control your calories, high protein, and of course from time to time you need to do some abs, but ab workouts are a bit overrated. Anyway, back to the conversation here of the food. What I'm gonna do here now is cook this, and I'm gonna show you how you should be cooking this. This will take me literally the steak, I do overall 4 minutes on each side, so it takes me like 8, let's say 10 minutes to prepare. Then I'm gonna do the eggs, which will take me roughly 5 minutes. So this is the breakfast that overall it will take me like 12 to 50 minutes to prepare. This will give me roughly, so I need to see exactly and I'm gonna tell you, but the steak will give me around 50 grams of protein. Then this is maybe 6 grams of protein per egg, so 24 grams. Cottage cheese, this has some good amount of protein. Usually it has like 10 grams per 100 grams overall. Kefir doesn't have a lot of protein, but it's great to add for your gut health and digestion. So we're talking here easily 80 grams of protein with this meal. Okay, so it's super important, the first meal, to have high protein. So my first meal we have 80 grams of protein, maybe around 800-900 calories. I still need to see, but around that, and that's basically it. So now I'm going to show you how to cook this as well, and I'm going to show you the final results, and hopefully you're going to save this one and you're going to try it by yourself. So let's start cooking this. So we're halfway there. here 100 grams of cottage cheese, half avocado. The eggs are still here to be prepared. The steak I've done already 4 minutes on one side, and now 4 minutes on this side, cooked in ghee. So we're almost ready. And here we go, ready. 4 eggs, steak, cottage cheese. This meal took me 50 minutes to prepare. Very low carb, high protein, moderate fat. So guys, this is a very short video, but one that it's very, very important if you're on your fat loss journey, if you're not sure what to eat, because the first meal of the day is the most important one for you to lose fat, for you to build muscle, for you to have energy, everything. Okay, so if you master your first meal, literally everything will fall in place. Remember, high protein, moderate fat, low carb when you break the fast. This is my first meal. I woke up at 6:30 and now it's 12. I did already 8,000 steps. I did my zone 2 cardio. I was just fasting, a lot of water. I had black coffee, water with a little bit of salt as well. And this is my first meal. Why? Because even though I worked out, it was cardio, but now I'm just gonna sit and I'm gonna do some work. So if I'm gonna sit, I don't eat carbs. When I'm gonna have carbs is mostly at night in the evening, a little bit of rice or some potatoes, because that will help me, that will release more insulin, that will give me that energy crash that I want at the end of the day when I'm gonna relax. Okay, so if you want carbs, ideally put them in the evening, even though a lot of people tell you not to eat carbs at night. Carbs, the best timing for carbs is actually at night. Of course, moderation is key. Okay, it's not just eat ice cream and cookies at night before going to bed. It's the right type of carbs. Okay, so some steak with potatoes, or salmon with potatoes, or a bit of rice. So carbs at night, or even pasta if you want. Like, as long as you don't put any sauces and crappy ingredients, like, you're fine. Carbs 2 hours before bed, great. It will release serotonin. You're gonna feel relaxed. You're gonna feel great. So there's no problem with that, as long, of course, as the calories are matching and you're in a calorie maintenance or a calorie surplus, depending, of course, on your goal. So there's nothing wrong with carbs, with the right type of carbs. Now, guys, that's basically what I wanted to cover today. My first meal, the first meal that you can apply as well when you're breaking the fast, or preferably if it's your first meal. Now, it can be your second, it can be your third meal as well. Like, if you have a massive workout, let's say, okay, imagine this situation. If you work out super intense in the morning at 7 or 8 a.m., you don't need to have this meal. Like, you can have a high carb meal because you're going to replenish your glycogen source, or you're going to make use of that fuel. So it's fine. I mean, so it all depends on where you are in your journey, what's your main goal as well, and what you're going to do after the session, or what was the type of workout. Like, if you're not working out in the morning and if you're working out in the evening, this is a good meal for you to have when you break the fast, if you're just going to sit for like 7 or 8 hours. Now, if you're moving a lot, if you're doing like group classes, strength training, if you're trying to build muscle, then of course you can have a bit more carbs. So it all depends. But overall, this meal gives you a good framework on how it should be your first meal. 12, 15, 16 hours fasting. It's a great one. Okay, so I hope you make use of this one. Let me know in the comments down below what would you add to this meal, if you like this meal, if you tried already, and any questions, just let me know. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one. Now, let's enjoy this one, and I'll see you very soon.